Experience Digibank 24/7. Masuk ke dalam sebuah pengalaman digital perbankan yang lebih mengenal dirimu. Dengan interface baru, memudahkan kamu untuk kelola dan kembangkan keuanganmu dalam satu aplikasi. Monitor tabungan, deposito, portfolio investasi, penggunaan kartu kredit, cashline hingga KTA cukup gapai dengan satu jari. Pilih investasi yang memberikan navigasi penuh untuk memantau portfoliomu, hingga akses 247 untuk membuka deposito. Beli obligasi di pasar primer dan sekunder. Lanjutkan semua transaksi perbankanmu, mulai dari transfer rupiah, transfer falas dan konversi falas dalam satu tampilan, dan mudahkan hal-hal yang sering kamu lakukan tiap hari di fitur bayar dan beli, seperti bayar tagihan bulanan, top up e-wallet, hingga beli e-voucher.
This is Bloomberg.
Tiap hari di fitur bayar dan
Chinese brands now account for 7 of the country's top 10 cosmetics lines, up from just 3 in 2017. That has pushed out foreign brands like L'Oreal's Maybelline, which has seen its share of China's makeup market plunge by half since 2010. For more, we're joined by Bloomberg editor Bruce Einhorn. Bruce, why the drop?
Chinese brands are becoming much more adept at reaching Chinese consumers, especially now at a time when more consumers are reluctant to go shopping outside. People are spending more time at home. People are spending more time on social media. Chinese brands are very good at using social media, using live streaming.
Dulu, sering memakai hand sanitizer membuat tanganku kering dan iritasi. Sekarang, aku pakai hand gel zaitun Mustika Ratu dengan 70% alkohol dan 5 bahan alami, bukan sekedar antiseptik, tapi juga melembabkan dan menutrisi. Tangan bersih, lembut, sehat terawat.
ये लीजिए। portfolios, then you could see plenty of buying from here on out. But you could say with classical assets like equities, we had a rocky start to 2021. The S&P down 1.5% yesterday. But your classic inflation hedges, of course, I'm talking about gold and Bitcoin, well, they did just fine. This as inflation expectations do rise. 10-year break-even inflation expectations yesterday moving above 2% for the first time since 2018. Real yields hitting a new record low too. Bitcoin higher in 11 of the last 13 days. We had a wild ride over the weekend at one point coming in towards 35,000. Gold too this morning. Futures pointing higher to a fifth straight day of gains. That would be the longest streak since August. Now, what if we plot the two against one another? Well, the ratio of Bitcoin versus gold has now hit a new record high. That's because the appreciation of Bitcoin lately has just been remarkably fast. And as you laid out, now JP Morgan calling for Bitcoin 146,000. That is give or take a 4.6 times where we stand now. At the same time, just a few weeks ago, Scott Minerd of Guggenheim calling or saying that Bitcoin should be worth $400,000. Now, these targets sound extreme. However, we have seen price appreciation of this sort over the last year. However, it's been in the stock market. Take a look at some of the high flyers, for example. Tesla, of course, comes to name. Over the last year, Tesla up 713%, Moderna up 488%, Zoom up 428%. So we have seen price appreciation of this sort. It's just come in speculative portions of the equity market. But one thing is for sure, Lisa, and that is crypto right now seems to be on everyone's minds.
Yes, indeed. Sarah, thank you so much. Joining us now, Lori Heinel, State Street Deputy Global Chief Investment Officer. Lori, I hate to put you on the spot, but let's put you on the spot because we were just talking about Bitcoin. Do you see it as an important and investable asset class that could be crucial going forward?
Well, as noted, institutional investors have been a little bit slower on the uptake with Bitcoin. And part of that is it's hard to divine exactly what Bitcoin is yet. There's no real taxing or monetary authority sitting behind it. In some sense, it's a bit of a collectible, or at least it's emerging from that kind of collectible phase. And ultimately, what it requires is for it to become an actual tradable instrument in the sense that there's a final demand from either investors or from consumers to use it as a currency. Clearly, there are signs that that may be emerging, but at this stage, we err on the side of caution.
Well, meanwhile, the reason why a lot of people are justifying their Bitcoin purchases is because they do believe that fiat currencies, that the dollar, for example, the most important example of this, are going to depreciate as nations take on a lot of debt and print money to pay it back. How much are you finding the importance of gold and other types of precious metals in your portfolio as a result?
Well, we've been a fan of gold for quite a while, and for a variety of reasons. Certainly, it's one of the few diversifiers left out there. So when you think about bond yields at very, very low levels, they provide no income, but they also provide very little opportunity for diversification. So gold as a diversifier has been an important theme in our portfolios for some time now. Also, from the standpoint of an alternative to a currency, and as you say, one of the things we have been watching is how fiscal policy will ultimately lead to devaluation. And we've been on a bit of a theme around dollar devaluation for quite some time. So there again, gold becomes a really interesting proposition in a portfolio context.
And is it mainly for a ballast, for some stability, or do you expect serious appreciation? I'm looking right now. Gold has had 5 days of gains. It's the longest winning streak since August, and we have a fifth day straight. Right now, in 1942, where do you see it getting as this dynamic plays out?
Yeah, again, we see it primarily as a diversifier. So we don't see it having the kind of huge run that it's had over the last couple of years. But it is one of those asset classes that provides benefits at both extremes, whether you have deflationary or inflationary pressures. And I think given what we're dealing with in the aftermath of what we hope will be soon, the aftermath of COVID, there are different pathways that are quite plausible. One could see really dramatic inflation as you see an unleashing of demand and ultimately driving up of prices. But you could equally see opportunities for potential deflation. So those pressures on both ends make gold a very attractive portfolio position.
Meanwhile, one of the consensus views out there heading into 2021 was investing in emerging markets, particularly in China. This has persisted, certainly, if you look at the Chinese currency, which has gotten to be the strongest since 2018 versus the dollar. How much more do you expect that to run? And is it going to be mainly on the heels of the economy or in U.S.-China policy that's expected to soften a bit?
Well, the main driver, we believe, for China, certainly in the short to intermediate term, is economics. They will be one of the few economies that will actually grow in 2020. They did not have the same kind of draconian lockdowns throughout the course of the year. Certainly early on they did, but they seemed to be able to get the virus under control relatively early. And so that set them up for a relatively attractive 2020 and beyond. We continue to like technology and consumer stocks in the area. We think relative to the U.S., their growth trajectory looks pretty attractive. So we actually think that China has a bit room to run. And again, given that there is a sort of budding economic global backdrop as well, we think that that will benefit China.
How do you invest in China when you have policy actions like what they took with Alibaba?
Look, I think you have to be certainly always aware of the regulatory considerations. So that's something that we always take account of. You also, though, have to think about, how from an investor standpoint, there are different investors in different geographies that are approaching the space differently. One of the things that we're increasingly encouraging our clients to think about is China as a dedicated allocation. It's become a larger and larger proportion of many of the emerging markets indices. And so much like you typically carve the U.S. out of a global allocation, we're encouraging clients to think about China as its own dedicated space.
Lori Heidel, thank you so much for being with us and Happy New Year. Let's head back to the markets desk. Kaylee Lyons joining us with more. Kaylee.
Well, Lisa, I'm keeping an eye on a trio of stocks moving to the downside, starting with Netflix. It's down just about 0.25%, not a massive move lower, but some negative analyst commentary coming out of Benchmark. The shop is bearish on the company, has a sell rating, $142 price target. It sees no upside member growth surprises for the fourth quarter or in 2021 and says Netflix's recent underperformance is likely to continue. It's only up about 6% over the past 6 months. The NASDAQ 100, on the other hand, up about 20%. Now, one analyst over at Exane BNP Paribas not so thrilled with Tesla either, cut the stock to underperform, down about 0.6%. As a result, the analyst says the EV maker will no longer be operating in a vacuum of competition. His price target is now on the stock as around 340. It's trading at 724 this morning, Lisa. And finally, just take a look at the stocks of two green energy companies. Plug Power down about 0.5%. Fuel Cell, though, has flipped into positive territory. This is investors are eyeing those Georgia runoff races, the prospect that Democrats may or may not secure control of Congress, and that could decide whether or not Biden's green energy policy is able to actually sail through, Lisa.
Kaylee, thank you so much. Coming up, central banks maintaining their easy money policies into 2021. That conversation up next with Morgan Stanley's Vishy Tirabatur. In the markets, we can see green on the screen, actually a pretty sharp rally since the open, with the S&P now up 0.5%. The Russell 2000 leading the gains, up near.
Now, I know we're going to unbox this, right? What? Instructions, yeah? Now, okay.
Oh, so we have what is this? Okay. A part of a hover. The hover. The part of
A hover.
a hover. Okay. And there's the hover.
Yeah, now.
So this is here though, guys. This is our unbox. This is our unboxing. There's a plug.
Yes, that's it.
Vacuum. Vacuum.
Now, we call it here hover,
Hover.
right, Jan?
Hover.
It's a hover.
Hover. So this is
In the normal way, they call it as a
vacuum.
vacuum cleaner.
Yeah,
But
vacuum
here,
cleaner. Oops, wait, slowly, wait. Okay.
Cool.
So, super big.
Whoa! That's cool.
now, what happened?
Okay,
It
no
goes
pieces.
up. It goes up. It goes up.
So this is a plug. This is the plug.
Where are the pieces?
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh,
So this is my first time to use this vacuum cleaner, and I don't know. I try my best. Okay,
Is that all?
and so this is very
Oh,
big.
where are they? That's all?
Yeah, maybe.
No,
Maybe
nothing.
inside here.
Nothing.
it has that, but it's not there.
It's not there.
Okay. Maybe inside. Check inside.
What? Why would it be inside? It's safe.
How can I open this?
We need to open it.
Okay, structure. No, why is it only this?
Kaya nga dapat may ano, baka sa loob din. Ito na. Yun, ganun pala yun. Okay. So I need to open here.
Oh, yeah.
Here.
Now,
Pakita mo yan.
see?
So this is guys. So this is what inside the
There's our
over.
elastic
Okay.
band.
So this is one. And look at that.
Fluffy thing.
Okay.
Actually, we also have a fluffy
When
thing.
we start to clean, so or plug, so just switch this one.
We also have a bag. We also have a
Okay, okay.
bag.
And there's a handle here. Okay, if you want to move everywhere you want
And
to
whatever this
clean
is,
or
we have
whatever.
it. Whatever this
Guys, okay, the legs is here.
The wheels,
Okay,
the
the
wheels.
wheels. Ayan, the wheels.
was the last wheel.
Do you still have how many more,
Okay.
Jan?
One more.
Is it one more? Two more?
Where's the last one? Oh.
Oh, there.
Okay.
Where do you think?
किरपा करो मेरे मुक्ति दातिया मैं दर तेरे ते आया जियो किरपा करो मेरे यीशु राजिया मैं दर तेरे ते आया जियो किरपा करो किरपा करो माता मरियम दा राज दुलारा पिता यूसुफ दी अखियां दा तारा माता मरियम दा राज दुलारा पिता यूसुफ दी अखियां दा तारा पिता यूसुफ दी अखियां दा तारा किरपा करो मेरे मुक्ति दातिया मैं दर तेरे ते शुराजिया मैं दर तेरे ते आया जियो कृपा करो कृपा करो फर्श नु छड़ के ते फर्श ते आया पापी दुनिया नू आण बचाया फर्श नु छड़ के ते फर्श ते आया पापी दुनिया नू आण बचाया पापी दुनिया बचाया कृपा करो मेरे मुक्तिदातिया मैं दर तेरे ते आया जियो कृपा करो मेरे यीशु राजिया मैं दर तेरे कृपा करो कृपा करो मैं दर तेरे आया यीशु तू खाली मोड़ी ना पर दे खाली मोड़ी ना पर दे रू देना दिल मेरा तोड़ी ना पर दे रू देना दिल मेरा तोड़ी ना कृपा करो मेरे मुक्तिदातिया मैं दर तेरे करो मेरे यीशु राजिया मैं दर तेरे ते आया जियो कृपा करो कृपा करो
Всем привет! Это шорох на кухне! Наступила самая долгожданная ночь в году. Ее ждут как взрослые, так и дети.
Ура! Подарки! Мам, а что приготовить? Так уже все готово. Зачем нам еще что-то готовить?
Да, нам осталось приготовить что-нибудь эдакое на закуску и десертик. Приготовим зимние, новогодние пирожные.
Это мои любимые!
Ты будешь пирожные? Чтобы их приготовить, нам нужно любое простое печенье. Мирон будет начинать, чтобы не бездельничать, крошить печенье. Давай.
Как?
Вот так вот берешь и крошишь мелко-мелко-мелко.
Как?
Да, прям мелкими-мелкими кусочками. Еще нужно масло сливочное, вареная сгущенка, какао-порошок, сахарная пудра и шоколадный хлопья. Высыпали какао-порошок, добавляем сливочное масло. Вот,
Мама, а его
Маргариточка.
размельчено или просто?
Оно очень мягенькое. Мгм. Так, есть. Теперь добавляем сгущеночку. Это убираем.
Можно я добавлю?
Так. А зачем, Мирон? Ты же занимаешь печеньками.
Мам, я люблю мешать.
Опа. Пока здесь мы все приготовим.
Можно
всё.
я тоже попробую?
Можно. Давай.
Как?
Пальчиком. Тебе можно. А, пальчики. А что такие у кого-то щечки розовенькие, красивые? Добавляем. Давай, мамочка тебе поможет, родная моя. Моя
Вкусная?
красивая.
Мама, почему сгущенка же она белая?
Сгущенка бывает и белая, бывает такая вареная сгущенка. Вареная, она чуть-чуть темнеет. И она очень вкусная.
Вкуснее, чем белая?
Ты знаешь, я в детстве очень любила. Я брала банку, и пока мама не видела, быстро ее открывала.
Substantial further progress means what it says. We'll be looking for an inflation to be substantially closer to our 2% longer run goal before we start making adjustments to our purchases.
That's a long time to be very accommodative, but that's basically the horizon.
They can buy more bonds and they can buy longer maturity bonds, and that would put more downward pressure on long-term interest rates.
Many would want to live in a good-class bungalow enclave. Privacy, low-density lifestyle. This is definitely a place you would want to be. But pricing and also lack of amenities put some away. However, today I'm going to give you the best of both worlds. Let me bring you to Jervois Privé. Jervois Privé is located in District 10 amongst the good class bungalows. It is sitting on a 26,700 square feet land and only 43 units. This is a freehold project. Today we are going to look at a 3+1 unit which is 1389 square feet, and we are going to have Don Lim from Midas Land to go through this project with us. My name is Tina from Urban Agents, and come, let's take a look at your next home. Hi, good morning, Don.
Hi, Tina, how are you?
Fine, very good, and I'm very excited today for you to share with me Jervois Privé from the concept to the planning.
So let me run through the beginning of this project when we bidded for the site. When we got the site, the first thing that we actually brainstormed was which designer to get to come on board to help us with this design. I'm an architect by training, and luckily for my partner who's also very interested in architecture and design. So the process was quite easy. We met with Jan05, who is a 4 times presidential award design winner, and the concept and our brief, and it was just very easy. He just understood what we wanted. We told him we want something very timeless, understated luxurious, very lush greenery, and very efficient usable spaces. I think those are very important for our project here.
Okay, and I noticed that the building materials of good quality. Can you tell me more?
Jan05 designed with off-form concrete, which is something that personally I feel it will age very beautifully. It is also something that is quite difficult to construct in Singapore because there's not a lot of contractors who can do it well. And you can see he has also designed a double skin facade, which actually set the building line a bit back so that you get a bit of buffer for privacy, and that buffer would be your spacious balcony.
And actually, in this address, right, what do you think of living in this good class bungalow area?
I think it's a fabulous location. I think for someone who really look for coming home to a very quiet and very private housing estate, this would be it, because you are not surrounded by any high density living, you are not overlooked by any tall apartments. So what we have here is a low density living with overlooking the good class bungalow area. So the density here will never be as dense as what some other developments would be. This will always stay as low density.
And Don, I noticed that the surrounding units are a bit outdated. With the completion of Jervois Privé, this will definitely be the most modern unit, apartment, condominium around this area. Such beauty will definitely be there, timeless, aging, and it grows more beautiful as time goes by.
Yes, I'm sure it will be.
I'm very excited to see the unit.
Yes, let's come in.
Thank you. Wow! I'm really impressed with the way this show flat has been designed. This is top-notch.
Yes, we actually have the luxury of getting the living and dining next to each other. So when you walk in, you actually feel the openness of this grand space.
I mean, the ceiling height is really good. It gives you a very huge space, you know, that kind of comfort, large. Maybe you can tell me more about how this design was being conceived when you think about the living and dining area.
We try to maximize every area that we have and minimize all the circulation spaces so that all area will be given to spaces that are usable and make it more efficient. As you can see, this living and dining, it's next to each other, next to the balcony, which you have full height glazing, and when you open up, it actually really extends the space out and nearer to the nature. And also because we have the living and dining next to each other, it's not a deep space. You'll be able to get the sunlight penetrating through the windows and the glazing, and actually not have any dark area which some apartments might have because of the depth. So this whole living and dining area will be light and airy.
Yeah, I noticed that the living and the dining seamlessly connects to each other. Very impressive to have such a space, and then this dining area is so good for 8. Very, very spacious. And I like this floor to ceiling doors that actually bring you into the balcony. This really makes me feel like nature coming into the home. It's really a perfect place to lay around, sitting, sofas, really good.
Yes, the whole idea of the whole design for this development is when you're in the house, you are close to nature as well. That's hence we actually specified for very lush greenery.
This project has got lots of greenery and it really brings in nature. The feeling is really like in a garden home. It's really, really very calming, and I think at the end of a day outside, right, it just wants to make me come back home. Yes. Yeah. I'm very excited to look at the kitchen too.
Sure.
Can you bring me?
Come on.
there's a bomb shelter.
Oh yes, this is great for storage, and I think for some people, especially women, they could actually convert it into a showroom, or even for men, they can use it as a wine cellar.
Yeah, that's great idea. And I noticed the kitchen has got lots of Gaggenau appliances.
Yes, and we actually have giving this wine chiller as well. This is gonna be a small island of for your entertainment, which I think a lot of people would stand around to have a glass or two.
Just like a standing bar, huh? And this Gaggenau fridge is really good. Lots of storage, huh?
Yes, we are giving all Gaggenau appliances because personally I really like the brand. It's very hard, I mean it lasts forever, and it's a very good brand, a very good quality one.
This is really a functional kitchen. Tell us more of what the developers are giving.
Okay, we are actually specifying all the Gaggenau appliances, like you can see here, the gas stove, the steamer oven and oven. And then for the sanitary ware, we actually chose Jessie, which is an Italian brand, very good quality. And you can see our quartz countertop that extends backsplash, extends all the way to the ceiling. This detail, which I'm very proud of, because a lot of times when I see kitchen design, they have splashback that actually ends where the overhead cupboard is. And then you get this really ugly joint, and also dirt and grime actually get stuck in there. Over time, it's just not easy to clean. So we actually put in the effort to think about this kind of detail, just so that the whole kitchen actually look like a well thought of space, rather than cutting costs by stopping the material short somewhere.
Yeah, and I see that the cabinet space are also ample for lots of your kitchen equipment, your pantry supplies. This is really very good. And I also like the color scheme. Very easy to maintain.
Yes.
And I also saw that there is a window at the back end, very good for ventilation. And actually, I feel that this location is also very good for the helper to have a comfortable space at the end of the day. You can actually design a 4-bed bed. She has her own toilet, good washer location. And this kitchen is really compact, everything within your reach, and also a very cozy corner for your helper. I'm very excited. Let's take a look at your rooms. Dawn, I'm very impressed. Everywhere, the floors are all covered with marble.
Yes, as you can also see, the same marble is used in the balcony in mosaic sizes.
Which is not common actually. Yes. Most are just tiles, or if not, a decking of parquet.
Yes, this is so that the space actually look like one when you open up the doors.
Okay, and I'm very excited too about this study. It's a really cozy corner for you to actually work, and the concept of work from home is so common these days. Study to me is very important because you need to focus on work, focus on studies. A very cozy area would actually make my juices in my brain, and it's just so important to have a comfortable study area.
It is a good study area because there is also a window opening for fresh air,
which is not common in many units, yeah. So this is very thoughtful. When you get tired, at least you can just have a look outside.
Yeah, so I mean, you can tell that this is not just any leftover space in the planning. It's actually thought of a proper study area.
Yes, I agree. Let's go to the 2 bedrooms. I noticed that the 2 bedrooms are of identical size, and all the bedrooms have got solid timber flooring.
Yes.
Very good. And in this concept of these bedrooms, there were 2 bedrooms, right? And the concepts were made differently. In this first bedroom, queen size bed, ample walking space, and also this floor to ceiling height wardrobe is really huge. Gives a lot of space for your clothing, for your accessories. And what I like most about this room is that balcony area the door that actually lets you out to the balcony. Good space for me to run to when I want some fresh air. Let's go to the second bedroom. I like this bunk bed concept, just nice for two, and you can even put a study table here if they want to. And also, again, the floor to ceiling wardrobe for all their toys, their clothes. This is really very functional. And look at this floor to ceiling window, gives a lot of ample sunlight to those that are living here. And this window is really good for fresh air. I'm very excited to look at the master bedroom. Please bring me there. Wow, look at this master bedroom. It's really huge with king size bed. You can even have two side table. And again, I just love that floor to ceiling window. It really allows you a lot of air from outside and then the sun. This is beautiful.
If you like this master bedroom, come and look at our master bathroom.
Wow, this wardrobe is really huge. Lots of space for my clothes, my accessories. I love it. And Dawn, wow, this bathroom is just so grand. Can you tell me more about what materials is being used here?
Yes. You can see in this bathroom, we choose to have the concept of less is more. We use the one material for the wall and the floor. And you can see this bathroom is actually big enough for us to fit in a standalone bathtub with two windows on both sides. It gives you natural ventilation and natural light. Also, we have picked Jessie for all the sanitary ware, but in the bathrooms, we have picked a matte black because personally, I always have issues with watermarks and fingerprints on chrome or silver tapware. And again, Jessie is a very good Italian brand that not a lot of developers are using in Singapore yet, but overseas it's pretty popular.
And you know that bathtub, it just have that call for me to come home, take a soak, be calm, be cool after a hard day outside, right? And appreciate this timeless beauty. Black is always nice for me. Dawn, I have more questions for you. Can we go to the living room where it's comfy and start my questions to you? Let's go. Dawn, who do you think is the ideal type of buyer for this project?
Anybody actually, but particularly more so for people who actually love tranquility, love greenery, and also exclusive living.
Dawn, what's your favorite part of this development?
The driving back to this development through the green windy roads, it just makes me feel that I'm coming home. Also, the location is surrounded by, because we are near the Tanglin side of Jervois Road, so we are actually nearer to Botanical Gardens, which I love because you can go there for a run, go there for walks. And then this location is also surrounded by all the hip and happening places like Tiong Bahru, like Dempsey Hills, Orchard Road. It's not far from the CBD, Robertson Quay, work and play all just at a stone's throw away. But at the end of the day, you still come home to a peaceful and quiet estate. So what do you like about this development?
Dawn, the land here is 26,700 square feet and there's only 43 units. This is definitely an exclusive living for me if I were going to stay in Jervois Privé. And also, there are very good schools here like Crescent Girls, and in landed cluster normally you are away from amenities. But Privé is very near to places like Tanglin Mall, Dawson, so amenities here are pretty easy to get to. This is definitely a place that I would like to be. So Dawn, why should the viewer be buying this project?
Well, first of all, it's freehold. You should know by now that freehold land is actually very difficult to come by nowadays in Singapore. Also, you get to live in a GCB estate with the facilities of a condominium, and it's only 43 units. It's very exclusive living.
And I also noticed there's a park connector nearby.
Yes, the park connector actually connects all the way to East Coast Park via Robertson Quay, Clarke Quay and MBS. In fact, my partner always go for a run along this park connector all the way to MBS and back here.
And Dawn, thank you very much for your precious time. This walkthrough has been a very eye-opener for me from developer's point and from your architect view. See you again in your next launches, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Pleasure is mine.
Thank you. You have condo facilities at Jervois Privé, which includes 25-meter swimming pool, pool deck, fitness corner, jacuzzi, barbecue, parking, and security. For young couples or families with children, Jervois Privé is also close to schools like Crescent Girls' School, Queenstown Secondary School, and if you're wondering what you can do around the area, residents can head to nearby supermarkets like FairPrice at Dawson, Giant Express at Redhill Close, go there for groceries and also household products. Located in the core central region of Singapore, Jervois Privé is a stone's throw away from River Valley Road and Orchard Road, which boasts no shortage of entertainment and shopping options for quality family time. Residents also can have easy access to the CBD, which is just 8 minutes drive away, bearing close proximity to business hotspots like Raffles Place and Marina Bay Financial Centre. And this development is within walking distance to Redhill MRT. How convenient it is to connect you to the rest of Singapore. Call me before this project flies away. My name is Tina from Urban Agents, and see you again in our next luxury viewing. And also, if you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel. See you soon.
Hi, my name is Pacharida Dangprapha. I'm 24 years old. Now I'm working as CEO in Tung Thai company. So today, I'm here to share with you my English learning journey. Just 5 months ago, my English was really bad. What I could say just, hello, hi, how are you? I'm fine. That's horrible. The most embarrassing moment is on the day when I'm at the office. One of a new foreigner's co-worker came to me and asked something, but I couldn't help him. It took like 15 minutes for me to explain, but he didn't get the point anyway. After that, he still thanked me politely and laughed, but he had to find someone else to ask. And I felt so bad. So I want to improve my English, but I didn't have much time to study in any English centers, so it was still terrible. And luckily, one of my friends introduced me ink breaking, so I'm gonna show you how it works. Firstly, you have a textbook like this. It's very nice, right? With many colors inside here, your learning will not be boring anymore. And secondly, you have an online account, which you can learn on your smartphone or laptop. It will help you to learn anywhere and anytime you want. Besides the online account, you will have a file in the online account like this, with all the lessons inside. You can download them all to your smartphone or laptop. If you can't access to the network or you don't have the Wi-Fi, you can hear it offline instead. But I think the most difficult thing for us to learn by ourselves is that we don't have learning plan, right? So don't worry, with ink breaking, we'll have a very detailed checklist here. You will know exactly and clearly what you should do for a day, and you can tick right here with the thing you have done. I think this is the most powerful and interesting about ink breaking. Besides that, the most special thing is that you have coaches and supporters from X3 English who will encourage you whenever you feel down or lazy when learning English. with just 3 techniques, which are deep listening, catching up, and rapid response. So you can learn vocabulary effectively without wasting time to write it down or forcing yourself to remember them all. Ta-da! After 3 months, I could understand 80 to 90% of the English news without subtitles, and I could learn about 20 to 30 new words a day. You know what? After a week, I could still remember about 85% of them. It's really amazing to me. And now I could communicate with the foreigners fluently without thinking too much, and it's all thanks to ink breaking. So you don't need to spend much time and money going to different English centers. Self-study with ink breaking will help you to enhance your English communication skills in a very short time. Believe me and take ink breaking now.
Time now for the Trading Diary, what you need to be watching this week. The Georgia runoff election happening today. Wednesday, we get the FOMC meeting minutes. Fed Presidents Bullard and Harker are speaking on Thursday. Plus, we get another round of jobless claims. Finally, on Friday, the main event, the U.S. payrolls report. 26 minutes into the session, let's get a check on markets. Ahead of the open, we did see a bit of a sag to the markets. That has reversed. We now see the S&P up nearly 0.5%. The NASDAQ actually leading the charge in tandem with the Russell 2000, which is sort of an interesting convergence there. The FTSE 100 up 0.2%. Flip up the boards, we get a sense of what's going on in the bond market. A little bit of a sell-off, but not much, up to 0.93%. Dollar weakness has been the story to start the year, whether you look at the yen, whether you look at the euro, whether you look at the yuan, and gold getting a little bit of a bid, but off the highs of the session. That does it for us. This was the Countdown to the Open. This is Bloomberg TV.
Months after Hurricane Maria, Puerto Rico is still in peril. Huge swaths of the island are still without power, running water, or access to medical care. Experts estimate that it will take years before these services are restored island-wide. Much of the blame has been placed on FEMA for a slow response in comparison to recent disasters on the mainland. But recovery from a disaster of this complexity and scale has proven more challenging than anyone anticipated. And filling the gaps between an overextended public sector and a suffering populace falls on the private citizens. Robert Anderson is a Puerto Rico resident of 4 years.
The eye of the storm came in south of El Yunque, swept up towards San Juan, and out to Arecibo. Everything on the right-hand side is what we call the dirty side of the storm.
This isn't his first time in a disaster zone. With a military and telecom background, Anderson worked on repairing damaged cell phone towers in New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina. Some might be tempted to label him a disaster capitalist, seeking lucrative government contracts for his expertise. But as Anderson finds himself in the middle of a humanitarian crisis, he and his associates are developing a variety of pro bono recovery projects that target the island's hardest hit areas.
I see two Puerto Ricos. We're here in San Juan. They have telecommunications restored. They may or may not have power, but basic services are in place. They're able to get food, they're able to buy things, they're surviving. And when you look outside of the San Juan area, you can go 15 minutes from here and find areas that are devastated. I'm working on the devastated side.
Today, he's put together a boots-on-the-ground mission to provide medical care to some of the island's most isolated and vulnerable residents. Steve Berenbaum is one of Anderson's business associates. He offered an extra car and a set of hands.
So we received an initial report from a nurse that was out in the area. We're headed to the northeast region of Utuado for some people that are in need of urgent medical assistance.
Dr. Sally Priester is a physician from San Juan. She filled a van with medical supplies at her own expense and brought along a team of nurses. Google Maps estimated our first destination to be a 90-minute drive. But it didn't account for obstacles like this. Our first stop was the home of an 82-year-old blind Vietnam veteran. His roof was blown off by the storm, and he's been living alone in a back shed for nearly 2 months.
His cane actually got broken in the storm, so he's limited mobility. He has a number of medical ailments. Dr. Priester's having a look at him. We called the VA. They're going to get him set up with what he needs, get him stabilized so he can then be transported either to an evacuation center or off the island. It's when the chain gets broken, when those families that are connected to them leave the island or take off, these guys get left at the end of the road, and it's tough.
FEMA was not officially part of Robert's team, and their arrival caught everyone by surprise. Their job here was to survey and report back to their superiors, and did not come with medical aid of any kind.
People think that FEMA is there to hand out bottles of water, and it's not what they do. FEMA has a role to play. They have a very specific role. They bring in ships, they bring in airplanes, they bring in tractor trailers with pallets of things. But they're a big machine, and there's gaps in that thing. And you're seeing one of the gaps here, and we help fill that role. These guys are in a bad situation before, and now they're struggling for real basic things. One of the risks that you run is people going from fear to hopelessness. Those are the folks that we're trying to reach.
And how are they reached? How are they even found?
Word of mouth, mostly.
And what's your role in all this?
Ghost in the machine. I'm lucky enough to be able to communicate with folks in FEMA, the state of Puerto Rico.
For a ghost, Robert makes his presence well known. Not only was he the de facto leader of the mission, now with FEMA in tow, he created his own maps to survey storm damage.
So we're right here.
And delivered them to FEMA HQ free of charge.
I have pretty good reach.
Perhaps that's how he managed to earn himself a coveted FEMA badge without actually working for them. And it's these relationships that allow him to operate more efficiently than an NGO or a government agency.
We're able to resolve problems at a different level.
Our next stop was on a mountaintop, a family of 11 struggling to care for their special needs brother in what was left of their house.
Probably we are the first health team to come and visit this family.
Muy bien, todo muy bien.
The patient has Down syndrome. He is all day in bed. The difficulty with this is the patient cannot be alone. The most important thing is that you need to take care of the chronic disease besides disability, because they have been not going to a doctor, and no doctor has come in here yet.
So we need a refill of this medication.
After maybe 54 days, it's not getting better. And the only way that you can be able to see that is coming to the ground, drive, and see the people and talk to the people.
You can see San Juan from here, but you can't get there. It's like the Emerald City.
On this stop, we caught word that a man living alone at the edge of the jungle was in need of care.
So we decided to take a little detour, come up here and check out and see what's going on. One of the challenges is to find those people that are at the end of these roads that need help.
¿Pero por qué estás solo? ¿Por qué estás por acá tan solo? I'm asking about why he's alone right here. He said things of life happens. Yeah, I'm here by myself. So ¿dónde vive acá? En la parte de... This is not a job. To do this, you need to have passion for what you can do. You're not going to get paid.
It's said in disaster response and emergency response that the real first responders are your neighbors. You don't need to wait for a lucrative FEMA contract to go out and do good and to help the community.
In the end, do you feel like you're making a difference?
Lives you touch and people that you can affect. I don't really think about it in those terms.
But why do you do it?
It helps me sleep at night. I think it's as much for the people that are going out to help and do things as it is for the people that you affect.
Whether out of altruism, or the lure of a paid gig, or some mixture of the two, Anderson hopes to stay here to help shape Puerto Rico's future.
Puerto Rico's essentially been a colony for 400 years. It was treated poorly by the Spanish. It was not treated well by the United States when they first got here. Puerto Rico can continue in the way that it's always been, or Puerto Rico can rebuild itself like nothing that's ever been. And we have to do everything we can to make that real. That's the bottom line.
Wake up, and we're taking on another day. With the ups and the downs, my heart will never stray. You take my breath in so many different ways. With the calm in your heart, you keep in my mind at bay. Losing touch with what I used to say, and finding you in every every word I pray. All of my days and all of my years, I can't stop thinking about you. All of my struggles and all of my fears, I couldn't do it without you. So let me take your hand, I'm here to stay. Ups and the downs, my heart will never stray. Chasing thoughts, running wild throughout the day. With the calm in your heart, you keep in my mind at bay. Losing touch with what I used to say, and finding you in every word I pray. All of my days and all of my years, I can't stop thinking about you. All of my struggles and all of my fears, I couldn't do it without you. So let me take your hand, I'm here to stay. Wake up, and we're taking on another day. With the ups and the downs, my heart will never stray. You take my breath in so many different ways. With the calm in your heart, you keep in my mind at bay. Losing touch with what I used to say, and finding you in every word I pray. All of my days and all of my years, I can't stop thinking about you. All of my struggles and all of my fears, I couldn't do it without you. So let me take your hand, I'm here to stay. Chasing thoughts, running wild throughout the day. With the calm in your heart, you keep in my mind at bay. Losing touch with what I used to say, and finding you in every word I pray. All of my days and all of my years, I can't stop thinking about you. All of my struggles and all of my fears, I couldn't do it without you. So let me take your hand, I'm here to stay. Wake up, and we're taking on another day. With the ups and the downs, my heart will never stray. You take my breath in so many different ways. With the calm in your heart, you keep in my mind at bay. Losing touch with what I used to say, and finding you in every word I pray. All of my days and all of my years, I can't stop thinking about you. All of my struggles and all of my fears, I couldn't do it without you. So let me take your hand, I'm here to stay. Devil days, you help me live this way. With the ups and the downs, my heart will never stray. Chasing thoughts, running wild throughout the day. With the calm in your heart, you keep in my mind at bay. Losing touch with what I used to say, and finding you in every word I pray. All of my days and all of my years, I can't stop thinking about you. All of my struggles and all of my fears, I couldn't do it without you. So let me take your hand, I'm here to stay. ups and the downs, my heart will never stray. You take my breath in so many different ways. With the calm in your heart, you keep in my mind at bay. Losing touch with what I used to say, and finding you in every word I pray. All of my days and all of my years, I can't stop thinking about you. All of my struggles and all of my fears, I couldn't do it without you. So let me take your hand, I'm here to stay. Ups and the downs, my heart will never stray. Chasing thoughts, running wild throughout the day. With the calm in your heart, you keep in my mind at bay. Losing touch with what I used to say, and finding you in every word I pray. All of my days and all of my years, I can't stop thinking about you. All of my struggles and all of my fears, I couldn't do it without you. So let me take your hand, I'm here to stay. taking on another day. The ups and the downs, my heart will never stray. You take my breath in so many different ways. With the calm in your heart, you keep in my mind at bay. Losing touch with what I used to say, and finding you in every word I pray. All of my days and all of my years, I can't stop thinking about you. All of my struggles and all of my fears, I couldn't do it without you. So let me take your hand, I'm here to stay. Devil days, you help me live this way. With the ups and the downs, my heart will never stray. Chasing thoughts, running wild throughout the day. With the calm in your heart, you keep in my mind at bay. Losing touch with what I used to say, and finding you in every word I pray. All of my days and all of my years, I can't stop thinking about you. All of my struggles and all of my fears, I couldn't do it without you. So let me take your hand, I'm here to stay. the ups and the downs, my heart will never stray. You take my breath in so many different ways. With the calm in your heart, you keep in my mind at bay. Losing touch with what I used to say, and finding you in every word I pray. All of my days and all of my years, I can't stop thinking about you. All of my struggles and all of my fears, I couldn't do it without you. So let me take your hand, I'm here to stay. Ups and the downs, my heart will never stray. Chasing thoughts, running wild throughout the day. With the calm in your heart, you keep in my mind at bay. Losing touch with what I used to say, and finding you in every word I pray. All of my days and all of my years, I can't stop thinking about you. All of my struggles and all of my fears, I couldn't do it without you. So let me take your hand, I'm here to stay.
Turn off the lights and let me feel you. I don't want to think about myself right now. Stay out all night because I want to. Wake up in the morning and I'm hollowed out. I drew the outline on the paper, now I'm running out of space. Family at the dinner table, but I don't have a place. Where will we go? Why am I afraid to be alone? Sinking in petals, looking for the bottom. Where will we go? Cried on the phone again, I'm sorry. You don't need to think about me breaking down. Looking for guidance, but there's no advice to give, 'cause I'm the only one who can figure bottom. Where will we go? Where will we go?
I could tell within a moment you knew me well. I could see you gave me solace when I needed someone there. In the darkness I still see you like a golden arch, rising high above the sunset in every way you are. I know that everything's in focus now. I'm seeing clearly for the first time. Today I woke up feeling more alive. Tomorrow everything will turn around. Everything will turn around. Everything will turn around. All the days when I was searching for some kind of sign, now I've reached a destination with someone of my kind. Keep me breathing with a feeling like an LED light. Now I'm moving through the shadows. You woke me up tonight. I know that everything's in focus now. I'm seeing clearly for the first time. Today I woke up feeling
store last night and thought of you, but it must have been a dream, 'cause you're not here. I've never been one to believe in fairy tales and fantasy, but perhaps it's time for a change of mind. I guess there's a first for everything. Oh, we fell in love, we had our fun. You always had enough dreams for both of us. I wonder what would come of us if we could trade these ends for beginnings. I'm drinking from an empty cup. The hardest part of young love is growing up. It's not enough to fill me up, 'cause now there's one less star in the city. Now there's one less star in the city. Now there's one less star in the city. I saw a shooting star last night and thought of you, but it must have been a dream, 'cause you're not here. We fell in love, we had our fun. You always had enough dreams for both of us. I wonder what will come of us, 'cause now there's one less star in the city. We fell in love, we had our fun. You always had enough dreams for both of us. I wonder what would come of us if we could trade these ends for beginnings. I'm drinking from an empty cup. The hardest part of young love was growing up. It's not enough to fill me up, 'cause now there's one less star in the city. I can't keep living without you, but I'll wait and someday I'll join you in the stars. But for now I can't keep thinking about you, 'cause I can't find my way, 'cause now there's one less star in the city. I can't keep living without you, but I'll wait and someday join you in the stars. But for now I can't keep thinking about you, 'cause I can't find my way, 'cause now there's one less star in the city.
I'm here where endless meets the end. Do you see me? I'm hidden here again. Your whispers found its way, calling me to stay. You're here like lightning in my veins. Now they see me, and I'll never be the same. Your whispers found its way, calling me to stay. I'm standing at the edge, but something always brings me back. All the voices in my head reminded me of what I had. If I fall tonight, you can bring me back to life. If I fall tonight, you can be my saving light. 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 You can be my saving light.
This house is cold and empty, just a ghost of